CDEC, turn to pick.
Okay, I don't mind. I'm used to it by now. I mean, I don't consider it a flame anymore. It's like, I'm known for something.
Yeah.
Yes! What are you known for? Which hero is your
She's
typical
making
hero?
bank off Tidehunter skins.
If anybody ravages and doesn't hit anything, everyone says Shiva Ravage. What's your spell, and what do people say Winter?
Yeah.
Which hero?
You know what I remember about Winter? You want to know what Neva I remember?
You're just
What?
1/3 of a
10
man.
seconds.
0 and 14.
Oh, so that.
That's what you are.
14 is what...
Reserve
Sharon,
5
I
seconds remaining.
I'm sorry, Winter, I love you.
No, you don't love me.
Right. Okay, so CDC goes for Enchantress?
You know that Scriff was known for the same thing, but globally.
What do you mean?
In a game, Bloodline Champion, if you missed your ultimate, everyone in the
Oh,
community
all
called it
ultimates.
Scrift. Yeah.
Oh,
So you're-
doesn't
yeah.
matter which
Wow, that's
It's like you
great.
scrift your ulti. And actually, yeah.
hero. That's worse.
Apparently that's
Pathetic.
yeah.
Does it give you more fame? Or less specific?
More
Bad,
fame.
there's no such thing as bad.
EHOME's turn
You
to
Shiva
pick.
your ultimate.
I don't know.
Quite a solid opening for CDEC. I think I remember them. They do not only run 4 enchanters. I think all the enchanters we've seen today are all 4 positions. We
Nope.
haven't really seen an
There's been a 3. In the MVP.
Oh, the MVP game. Okay. I think in the correct situation, if you utilize it well,
10 seconds
offlane enchanters
remaining.
can actually do so much in the game. Core position. And
5
once more, the
seconds
bench is there
remaining.
to deal with the Chronosphere. With the
Ooh.
swap.
Something that CDC has actually done. When they
Reserve
picked up
time.
bench, they went for Batrider. Combination with that 4 XP.
Wow, that is early.
EHOME's turn to ban.
EHOME have loved their Phoenix today.
Yeah.
They ran it.
Phoenix is pretty good against offlane Enchantress, I guess.
Because of the sun ray.
It was so-so. So-so. They lost. They when they drafted the Phoenix, they had like
turn to
heroes like
ban.
Crystal Maiden, some other heroes with attack speed slow to help out with
The egg.
EHOME's turn to ban.
How to team fight. General.
So once more, the pick has gone back to just heavy amounts of team
turn
fight.
to ban.
But you know, these 2 heroes are really big against Silencer, so EHOME takes it out. So sorry, James, you won't get to see your favorite hero.
Well, you get to see it in the ban phase. That's more than we saw before. A little bit counts.
At
10
least
seconds
he made it to the
remaining.
ban phase this time. Next time,
Yeah,
might-
thanks,
Who
Winter,
knows?
that's really helpful.
5 seconds remaining.
Is it weird to you at all that EHOME were the ones that banned?
It's
yeah,
really good.
Ursa plus chances can
the Phoenix, they had like
Turn to
either like
bat.
crystal.
Love to drop like this.
Yeah, this is like even this is basically a pocket DC at this point. And something, the key thing with EHOME's first two picks is they're very ulti dependent. Like, you don't have Supernova, Chronosphere. There's no way you can fight
Yeah,
into
look
a
at their
turret
lanes,
strat.
Parker. Their lanes are so strong.
Yeah.
With the Drow, the bench.
Aura is going to be crazy
Yeah.
as well. Like the actual
It's-
right-click damage from a Nature's Prophet and
10
a
seconds
Venge, you know, with a
remaining.
Drow.
How is EHOME going
All
to
they
survive?
need is some like
for 10
last
minutes?
pick mid-tempo control. Like, they don't even have to pick a range. They can pick Viper if they want. They could pick Beastmaster. Like, there's
Yeah, anything along those lines
Doesn't
will
really-
fit their lineup.
their
Reserve
last pick
time.
from mid can just be whatever, and their draft is
Right.
looking kind
So-
of scary.
Their team fight's not
EHOME
nearly
in trouble.
No, no.
I would
not
say
anymore.
yes.
EHOME is a sick team fight. Faces
Yeah,
Void
but you're
Phoenix.
gonna have a very. The problem is you're gonna have a very hard time in the first 10 minutes because Enchantress and Prophet bench, these three heroes are really, really strong early game. You're drafting a position like a 4 or 5 support Phoenix. You're gonna take some time if they come online.
Yeah, and remember, Melanie, currently they are EHOME a debuffed built, and their other on is laning phase. So CDEC know what is up.
Oh, well done, James.
But
Well done.
CDEC, their problem
Good
against Team Secret in the
observations.
third game,
Thank you, Winter. Huh? Sorry, Chip?
the problem against Team Secret in the third game for CDEC was that they had a pick-off team and they went for team fights anyway because they like
but
the
you got
team
Nature's
fights, so
Prophet,
they
you
can
don't
get baited into team fights. EHOME can still dominate them. I do like Nature's Prophet though. He has
Turn to
Yeah.
bat.
80% win rate on that
Team
team, by
fight.
the way.
Oh,
This
snap.
patch.
So
They're all in on
this is a
side.
core warlock. It's like a mid. It's either a mid warlock or a safe lane warlock.
Probably old chicken mid, but
Which doesn't sound like a CT1.
Yeah, probably OG.
yeah. too
10
slow paced,
seconds
too boring
remaining.
for
But
CTY.
I still feel like
He's
even with,
very squishy.
they have a big amount of team
5
fights, but at
seconds
the same
remaining.
time, like
Yeah.
I feel like they could crumble in the lane.
And what happens when the ultis are on cooldown? Like, you win a team fight and then
Reserve
CTC
time.
respawn. Like, you're 15 minutes in, they're like 40 second respawn times. You
Turn to
respawn,
bat.
there's no supernova, there's no warlock
The
ultimate.
power of the Sun Ray.
You just go straight down
Have
the
you
lane.
seen Sun Ray like
Yeah, yeah.
single-handedly stop like 3
Okay.
of Phoenix's pushes, even when they were really far behind. Sun Ray is
If,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
if I'm Drow Ranger in this game,
10
right?
seconds remaining.
Hello, Blade. Go around ganking people. It's gonna be
5
legit.
seconds
What do you think about
remaining.
Warlock safe lane then?
Shut up, Winter.
We
Are you
think
laughing
Warlock
'cause
safe
you
lane
remember
is
the joke from earlier?
Reserve
Happening,
time.
Winter.
No, I was gonna say that's why you're not playing here.
Huh?
That's why you're
Warlock
not
safe lane
playing.
versus
I know.
Enchantress.
I just want to
See,
say,
it's just not
Turn to
CTY
pick.
stuff.
keep my
Which is
keep myself.
Why we don't think we'll be a Warlock.
But it will help.
They want to hear that can deal with the Enchantress better, like the Gyro Juggernaut maybe could be.
I actually like Skyrock though. Oh no, they can't
need a
take
carry,
Skyrock.
they need
Yeah, they need
CTY
a carry.
carry.
Yeah, they need a carry.
Gyro's already banned though.
Gyro would have been good because it's kind of can fight, can deep push a bit.
Maybe QOP. You know, CTY
Yeah.
has been famous for QOP.
CTY used to play Mean Tusk.
Yeah, that might
And out of
actually
the
be good.
question.
10
Tusk?
seconds
I
remaining.
mean, that's what CT was known for, Queen of Pain and Tusk in like,
No, Tusk was
Two fights
11 when they were
5
picking
seconds
Yeah,
Spinner.
remaining.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was the
you're
offlane.
right.
So right now,
Did he
CDs.
play the Void and then they Tusk offlane? Is that?
I'm
Reserve
not
time.
sure. I don't really
Probably
fancy safe lane Void
Yeah.
too much.
They don't have much damage then if they have Warlock,
10
Void,
seconds
Tusk, Cord.
remaining. Of
Okay, the Queen of Pain goes the other way.
EHOME's turn to pick.
Why
So
would you
just
gonna
look at CDC's laning phase. Their laning phase is just absolutely terrifying. That all their lanes are so strong.
Maybe Razor? Razor's some deep push. Not...
Storm.
Mark,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, all these
Mark
types
So
of
they're just so
Morphling.
bad against like the 5-man
Reserve
deathful
time.
push that CD do.
Tough though, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Maybe they were thinking
We
Queen
play safe lane Lina too. I think Lina would be really
Do you like Medusa here? Slow pace.
good. Wait,
Because you can actually D-push. Too slow pace.
I think Lina would actually be my nice middle ground. Like decent amount of AoE, CTY hero.
That's pretty good.
I can't really think of that.
They need burst
10
versus the
seconds
Edge, so
remaining.
Lina would actually provide that.
Sector.
Or even more team fight and
Wow.
D-push. Why? It's much.
Dude, the-
It's very dangerous. Yeah, first 10 minutes.
They could just lose in 15,
Yeah.
and we won't be surprised.
Okay. Couches, are you ready? One team is going in to the lower bracket where they have to play two best of ones when they get to the main event from the 2nd to the 6th. And this is the match. I'm gonna decide it. Couch number 1. That Winter, I went to you first this time, and Ben. Who do you
Yeah,
think
faith in
gonna take it?
CTY Spectre.
After last game, probably not. Sorry.
So you're going with CDC?
Yeah. I think their early game potential
10
is just way
seconds
too
remaining.
hard for them to deal with. I don't think, even though they have superior team fight, I don't think they
5
can survive long
seconds
enough for
remaining.
that to come online.
Warlock Spectre and old school.
Can we be split?
No, you have to decide. One of you has to convince the other.
Okay,
And the game won't start.
War-
Warlock
Prepare for
Spectre,
battle.
come on.
I'll just trust him because he's older. He's
Alright.
more experienced than me.
Couch
Let's
number
go.
2.
We're going with
I
EHOME.
think the tilt debuff is gonna wear out. I think EHOME is gonna show up, and I think the debuff we had a con at CDAC.
I don't know.
Are you in on this? You in
No,
on
no,
this?
no, okay, hear me out, hear me out.
couch number 3?
Lack of growth. We called that deep, like we said that was a con for CDEC. They have not learned from their mistakes they did against Team Secrets Game 3, which means
I
that
don't
they're not going
understand,
to be
Shiva.
able to
Who's
stop
winning?
team
Just tell me who
fights.
the fuck is winning. Shiva.
EHOME is going to win this because they're going
Alright.
to team fight, and CDC is going to be baited
They're
into
not
team
agree.
fighting
Good,
with
thank
them.
you. Alright, I'm gonna go for CDEC because I know what the fuck is up. So let's go to the game and see who's gonna go into the lower bracket. A huge match for both these teams. EHOME versus CDEC.
Alright, thank you very much, Analyst Desmond. We've got to jump straight into this game because we already have a smoke coming out from EHOME. They're going to make their 5-man rotation. It's going to be game number 3 between CDC and EHOME. Which one of these two teams is going to be dropping into that lower bracket and which one's going to be limping forward? Our draft was kind of interesting.
30
CDC running a
seconds
push
to
strat,
battle.
which EHOME responded with probably one of the most interesting picks so far of this tournament, Warlock. What does Warlock really bring us here for EHOME?
Before I talk about that, for a second I thought Garter was PA. That set is real confusing. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, the Warlock pick stops the 5-man aggression from CDEC pretty strongly. It's an opener. You need
The
something to
battle
open up the fight,
begins.
always. And I think they knew they were going to
Worthy
take this pick
tribute.
because it makes things incredibly chaotic. And that's something that we haven't really talked about, or casters don't talk about enough. I think is how much chaos you can start in a team fight. Because once that rock drops, communication is weird. It's like, well, I got hit by the rock, but what are we supposed to do? You don't want to fight the rock. You don't have enough time. Everybody's going in a different direction after the rock drops. It's just odd. And also, it's a stable matchup because with the draw, Shiki is going to be dangerous in this mid lane. So you need something that can just kind of neutralize that threat. And Warlock is one of those heroes that is incredibly difficult to play, even with the draw.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best lane dominated mids, but if anybody's going to be able to put a stop to that, it's going to be a hero like Queen of Pain with Draw Ranger Aura and some rotating supports as well as a rotating offlaner. It's got XD playing Nature's Prophet who could come in for some early gank, as well as the Enchantress and Vengeful Spirit are known to be heavy rotators. That being said though, EHOME making their supports head up to the top lane seems like they're actually going to try and keep those supports at top as much as possible to make sure the Warlock wins his mid lane matchup.
I don't know how good of an idea this is though. You've got Spectre in a one-on-one matchup against the Nature's Prophet, and these Nature's Prophet treants, like 32 damage apiece. They've got really good move speed, something that you should always think about. And you can just kite them around before the Spec gets boots, and you're already seeing how much damage he's able to put out with the double fairy fire. Once he picks up the Ring of Protection upgrade, things get even nastier for CYs.
And by now, it's most definitely not a surprise to CDEC that the supports are potentially at that top lane. No one leaves the Spectre alone against that matchup for this long.
Yeah. And like, you're going for this attempt at messing with aggressive at top, has to work. You can't afford for this game to fail because, well, you're giving up so much farming.
And the Hellbear Smasher is actually going to make sure that this gank goes terribly for them. They managed to get a silence. Nice snowball, though. Great save from Lon that will make sure that Old 11 does escape with his life intact, but still, instead they couldn't afford for that to go wrong, and it most definitely did.
They did alleviate the pressure mid, but more importantly than that, actually gone so badly. The Nature's Prophet picks up the early level 2 and he TP's up there, then all of a sudden you're staring down the 3v4 fight in which everybody has the Draw Ranger Aura.
Yeah, it's pretty much kind of agreed that like aggro tri-lanes against Nature's Prophet are just generally a bad idea because of the early impact he's going to be able to have. You can't really ever match the numbers that team is going to be able to pull.
Radiant structures are
Scary
fortified.
thing for CDEC though is that they're putting lineup that they have up against us here. This is something I wanted to bring up anyways. Is Spectre's a really good strong or a really strong hero plays, then you put him against the Drow Ranger. You're able to neutralize her aura because you're just on top of her, and it is one of the most annoying. What's a Drow gonna do against a Manta to steal from the spec? Can't survive against that.
Yeah, you're just gonna get very quickly dismantled by that Spectre. And combined with the fact that you've got this EHOME teamfight synergy where they're operating on Chronosphere with Egg, with Snowball, and the Warlock Golem being dropped, this is the kind of like 5-man lineup that you really can't lose team fights with if you execute, in any semblance of correct.
I almost feel like somebody from CDEC needs to grab a mech or something, and they have to win the laning phase. But old chicken's gonna go down here.
Yep, these are the rotation from the support that we were talking about. That early movement from EHOME up to that top lane kept the support there for only so long. And as soon as EHOME had to rotate their support back down the bottom, they did immediately go for that gank. XD is going to be chased away. Fire, Fairy Fire, make sure they stays alive. Unfortunately, the damage coming out from Tusk and Phoenix is really strong, but Spectre is just not a hero that has that large of an impact in the laning phase.
Doesn't even have boots yet. Yeah. Gonna ferry himself boots and what looks like regen. It's pretty good for him, but CDEC, when it comes to just like pure team fight, I think they're really on fire. So what this means is you have to get as much as you can out of the ring.
And this is the dangerous thing that you brought up time and time before, is that EHOME are willing to actually, lose their laning phase oftentimes. And they'll come back in the mid game with just strong team fighting.
Old one's gonna get spotted.
Ooh, jump away. Garter's not able to get that done out in time.
The amount of team fight though that EHOME have, on top of the fact that they've got ultimately the best lane game in this game, Spectre, means that a lot of the pressure is alleviated off of them, and psychologically, it's great for your team. You're never really too concerned. You're thinking to yourself, as long as things don't go out of control, we always have a way back into this game.
Yeah.
And I think that's just EHOME's principle to begin with, the way that they think about it. It's like, as long as we're never really out of it, then we'll have the late game advantage and we can play for that.
They know that was just used by the face to get a Kalani while it's on cooldown. They're going to be able to get the stun out, and that's exactly how you got to deal with the face of this void. Try and abuse those first 2 levels of time lock, force them to use it out and put pressure on it. You can't let a face of this void just as much as you want out of that off lane.
I'm surprised though that all the people haven't stayed there, because probably for a fact everything that we detail is something that DC have to play in the laning phase in general. And more importantly than that, the biggest tip-off is that the siege creep is coming in. And that's almost always just in the let's kill the off-laner
and go for the push.
Yeah, exactly. Mid lane looks like to be the next target. First, I thought they wanted to do it.
They're actually, gonna try and go this one out. TT just got engulfment. They're gonna go for Garter first here, trying to run it down. Bulms are gonna be dropped, and they'll be able to get Garter to start with. Q is dropping lower, and that Sunray Beam is just going to town on the Enchantress. Looks like that damage from the Warlock is gonna be able to take him out for a double kill on the Old Chicken. And perhaps that is part of the reason why Faceless Void was willing to stay in that top lane. That rotation from the Furion did allow the Spectre free farm in order to get that level 6, and that actually comes into play quite early here as they find a successful team fight.
That's what we talked about, right? The 11 space creation death. Never count this guy out. No matter what he does, there's a reason for it.
It feels like that death, though, was a bit necessary, because that push is going to come in, right?
Yeah. I think it's an acceptable death, in all honesty. I'm probably just nitpicking. Who am I to question that guy?
Level 6 is going to be here soon for Old 11 either way. In fact, he's going to stumble onto aggressive. He is going to go for an early time dilation build. Now, most Voids will try and get just one value level of time lock and max out time dilation secondary to time lock, but he's actually going full out without time lock.
How afraid the Drow Ranger is of the Old 11. He knows that Lanham hasn't shown himself on the map, and probably more importantly than this, despite the death that he suffered, look at what level he is. Compared to this, it's really good right now.
We're gonna find XD, and Lanham very wisely holding off on his snowball, just in case the Furion tried to TP away immediately. He could put a stop to that one. DC do lose that hero, but that is going to be able to create some space in the mid lane.
Can't stop pressuring. You have to keep going for this, even though EHOME is just reeled off 3 kills in a row unanswered. You still have to play what he plays. The Dro's about to hit level 6. Things up a lot for his team.
Yeah, you really gotta use the fact that, ooh, chicken, no, that's not gonna be enough. And now the Chrono Field's laid out. They can actually turn this one around pretty decently, but there's just not enough fast TPs. In fact, XZ even coming in, forcing the time walk out from the Faceless Void. There's just too many long cooldowns. Big, like, it's great. Big team fight ultimates all across the board for EHOME, but they all have pretty lengthy cooldowns. And that's something in CDEC definitely have to abuse. They lost that mid fight, but every single fight after that for the next 2.5 minutes should be favorable.
Problem though is now the Warlock almost has his ultimate, is up from the Spectre, and CDC definitely have this really specific timing window. Because again, like we said, once CTY picks up a measure of farm, there's not a whole lot that CDC's lineup can do to stop it. You want to try to be aggressive on the map, get as much as you can, but it's going to be so difficult dealing with a really well-timed haunt plus a rock. Think about how much chaos that's going to cause for your team. You have no idea what's going on. And then on top of that, the egg.
Yeah, with the Phoenix Egg and the Golem being laid out, that's 2 different abilities that you can't really fight into, forcing your whole entire team to retreat. And that's oftentimes going to mean that your team is actually going to split up. And that just means that the Spectre Ultimate comes into play and tears through, especially some of these supports with the Desolate thing.
So look what CDEC do instead. They know that going for the mid-tier 1 tower, the reason why they don't go for it is because of the rock. They know that the rock is up, so this is the next safest one. Maybe if you get this, then you give Shiki or the Dro the Aegis, and you can go for it, but...
they're going to try and contest this one. Roshan is almost dead, and he's trying to go to the CPL. Going to have to go round number 2, but the Golem is going to be dropped. And now they can chase down the rest of these heroes. Garden's going to be first up. Shiki all the way to the They actually jump in too, nicely grabs the Aegis away from CTY. Will be able to get the kill onto Lanim on the right-hand side, though. Old 11 still trying to chase down Shiki. Can't quite get him. And Q salvages that fight.
Cap, mistakes were made. Oof, all they had to do was
focus down Roshan.
it's like, don't go for the Queen of Pain. That kill is attractive, but you're leaving a 300, 400 HP Roshan, and Q just kind of saunters in there. That's the best word for it, because he was completely unopposed. And he's just like, I guess this is low. I'm just gonna walk in.
And that makes the trade-off really favorable for CDEC. If you think about the fact that 2 of those big-time ultimates were used for EHOME, and it wasn't necessarily a great winning fight.
That could have been game-breaking right there. If they win that fight, which they were going to no matter what, and they take the Aegis plus the last hit, that was so much of CDC's timing window out the door.
Right.
But now, it's okay again, because sometimes your chance just like casually walked in and I'm just laughing because it's so ridiculous, the situation. It's like everybody ran away from Rochefort but her and the Warlock.
And that's part of the idea, right, between behind going for that early Roshan is that Aegis may actually allow you to win when it's kind of supposed to be unwinnable team fights when EHOME have all their ultimate top cooldown, but
CDEC, they just took a tower because of that. And they might just go for another one because they know that this Enchantress is not worthless. There are some heroes that, if grabbed it, would not have their congrats on their crystal beam. Didn't then. An Enchantress actually does a lot of damage. She's hard to kill to begin with. So Q can now run in front, take up all the spells, zone out Faceless Void so he can't get a good chrono opportunity, but it might not matter. Smoked up, they want to look for this fight.
They have the Chronosphere, but they do not have the Aegis. That is a critical part of this fight. They're going to be able to get off the Chronosphere and actually catch Q on the side. Spectre Ultimate is now being popped. XD in the background is taking a lot of damage. Looks like Garden should be the first down. Ron actually dropping a little bit of damage to CTY falling on in. XD a little bit more damage. CTY is able to finish him off, but now he's being slowed down pretty dramatically. CTY is going to be able to survive. Gold Chicken puts himself in the front lines with that beautiful slow invis combination. That actually prevented Keith from pursuing the Spectre.
So, found a lot of gold there actually, getting the double kill, but the big objective there was the tier 2 tower, and despite the Haunt and the Chrono being extended, they grabbed the Nature's Prophet and he used the Garter kill.
I can't help but thinking, if only Kag had 300 experience had that Supernova, that fight looks entirely different, right? When he's able to jump in, pop the Supernova, then the Sphere comes in over the top. I mean, there's no way CDEC can fight it.
I can't help but thinking like,
yeah, if only, they have issues.
That fights each they ask, I
Radiant's
would.
middle tower.
And they
has
go
fallen.
to the lower bracket.
Yeah, I would be furious. Like I would actually be. If I was an EHOME player, I would just be like, what the? One kill and makes all the difference though.
Aggressive picks up the Helmet Dominator and is going to start using this Dark Troll Summoner to scout out the EHOME defense.
CDEC is getting so much out of this now. They're gonna go for this tier 2, pretty much uncontested.
Radiant
That
structures
EHOME,
are
the one
fortified.
downside to the lineup, the ridiculous cooldowns that they have. There's zero chance that they're gonna fight this.
Yeah, 35 seconds until the Chronosphere is back up. They have the egg. Actually, they have the gold. If they can actually drop Chaotic Offering at the same time as Supernova, that's not quite the same as Chronosphere, but
I
it's
still
close.
think you wait for combos before you get into.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Okay, Q doesn't even care. He's like, I got Aegis, I'm gonna enchant it.
A lot of them somehow managed to get off Walder's punch onto Q, snowballs forward onto XD, but he's way far behind enemy lines. EHOME can't really help him out. Gonna have to retreat back to their high ground. T-Wise is actually trying to get whatever farm he can before CDEC hit their full timing. Of course, they're not gonna go high ground just yet. They gotta wait for Roshan number 2. Oh, aggressive! Too far forward to try to farm. That next wave is going to be forced to have save coming out from Garter with that swap. Chaotic Offering was dropped, and T-Fly still going to be able to stay on aggressive. For Q, but he's TPing out. And nice TP away from the Vengeful Spirit, actually. Garter gets himself in a nice position. The trees does get out. But that was still 2 ultimates being used for a kill on the Draw Ranger. It's a nice pickoff, but is it really going to be worth that much for EHOME? We'll see whether or not they can get this tier 1 tower.
I think you'd reload if you're CDEC and immediately go for top racks. Or not racks, the top tier tower.
Yeah.
You know, for fact, they use Chaotic Offering, plus the Chronosphere and the